we hot? Are we hot? Welcome everybody. How you doing tonight to Soul Food on a very special Tuesday night? Now I don't know how we did it, but this band from Winnipeg, Manitoba is here playing their first ever U.S. tour show at Soul Food Coffee House tonight. Yeah. You guys are the first that are going to get to see them. They're going to become legends, and you're going to be able to say you were here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Red Moon Road.
Thank you very much. Normally we kick right into it, so it's epic, but we just want to say how happy we are to be here. This is just amazing. We were on the very east coast of Canada 4 days ago.
Yeah.
And we flew all the way across the country and played shows in Vancouver and Victoria. And we made it across the border in like 15 minutes. It was unbelievable. I don't know. When two hippies like us pull up to the border, normally it's like all the dogs come out and stuff. But no, they were.
But you see the look on my face in the back, just begging them to just be nice.
Ma'am, are you here of your own volition?
Yeah, tap twice if you're actually safe.
Anyway, we made it here. We're heading all the way down to California over the next few weeks, and we always say in Canada, and I imagine it holds true in the States here, that there's no such thing as professional musicians in our continent. Instead, there's only professional drivers with musical habits. And that is most certainly what we are. And so it's an interesting vocation we've picked for ourselves here. And this song didn't start out about that, but we've grown into it. So this is called Do or Die, and it's a bit of a musician's manifesto.
1, 2.
See the shapes the distance makes. It takes an awful lot of faith to fly. Your brother dashed upon the rocks. Your father, well, he disappeared one day. And there are those who would have eaten you had not your mother chased them all away. Be set on every side. You dream that you would fly. It's time to do or die. Did you think those wings were for so many gifts we fail to see as such? And you're asked to take a leap of faith, but looking down it all would seem too much. Well, I'm sorry, there's no backing down. Stay and die or leap into the air. Oh, there are monsters waiting on the ground. Should you fly, still many dangers there. Be set on every side. You dreamed that you would fly. Be set on every side. It's time to do or die. Be set on every side. You dream that you would fly. Be set on every side. You dream that you would fly. Be set on every side. You dream that you would fly. Be set on every side. It's time to do or die.
much.
Thank you very much. It's a pretty amazing thing to go as far as we have and come across into a completely different country and be greeted quite so warmly. It's amazing. We're already running into people we've met before. Clint, is it?
Yeah, yep.
And his beautiful family showed up. Apparently the baby was driving. It has the keys. I don't know how you do it here in Washington, but I like it. Baby on board and driving. It's amazing. I've never seen that sticker before. We're really excited to be here. We have a couple CDs with us, and we're equally excited that we'll have a new one in the fall, and we'll play a couple tunes off of that, give you a sneak peek a little bit later on in the evening. But we're going to stick to the classic catalog because it's all going to be new for you guys tonight.
Oldie goldies.
And this is in this band we all are writers and we all are singers, although some of us sing more beautifully than others. And this song is probably by the most beautiful singer in the band, both vocally and otherwise. And so I'll let her take over from here.
Have you not seen his hair?
I keep it tucked away.
Yeah. So as not to put me to shame. Yeah.
You know, I'll just say one more thing, is that it's nice having her hair in the band, though, because, you know, the humidity changes a lot as we go around, and we've got, like, a barometer built into the band. If we want to know...
It's curly
the
under here.
It's like, poof, and it's like, oh, it's...
Curly, dry.
We're by
curly,
the ocean.
Dry.
Okay,
Yeah. So as Daniel mentioned, we have a new album coming out, which is very exciting. And this song is special for me because this is my first original project, and a number of years ago when I joined, started making music with these guys, I kind of had, played around with writing some music, and I had this idea, and I brought it to Daniel. I had this song written, I brought it to Daniel, and I was like playing it poorly on guitar. I was like, what do you think of this? And he was like, that's great. Let's do something with that. And so he brought it to this Daniel, and suddenly it's this, what I think is a beautiful piece that's recorded on this album that we now sell to people for money. And it's crazy, and it's a really amazing thing. It's such an honor and a privilege to make music with these guys and to create with them. And I wrote this song at a time in my life when where I was making a lot of big decisions and a lot of big changes happening. And I thought to myself, man, I'm terrified. What kind of advice would I give to someone in my shoes, or what should I be saying to myself, or cautioning? What words of caution would I offer myself? Should I be offering myself? And so this is a song called Demons.
Here's the road now, you've seen it before. There are stories, most of them lore. It's only you now, the rules don't apply. So pick and choose now, what will you deny? Love is a healer, it mends what it breaks. Time is a dealer, you lose as it takes. It's all a blur now, the moments you lost. Asking for favors won't lessen the cost. Demons at your heels, don't fear them, for they are mine. Heed the warning signs, the dangers are more than real. Pick up the pieces whenever you fall. You'll learn before long you can't win them all. An anxious heart, dear, won't win you the race. Don't try to run now, a slow, steady pace. Demons at your heels, don't fear them, for they are mine. Heed the warning signs, the dangers are more than real.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That's by Sheena.
Thank you.
Well, in case you haven't figured out, there are two guys named Daniel in this band. In a business where every penny counts, it saves on ink to only have one name.
Yeah.
We have a great many things in common besides a great first name and a pathological fear of barbers. Actually, this is a really good time to mention that the brand new merch item that we have for this tour that we've never had before is in this box over here. It's Handsome Dan's Mustache Wax.
True story.
Seriously, it's Red Moon Road endorsed. All three members of the band use it. It is a unisex product. Thing about Daniel is he's French-Canadian.
Just for that one rogue hair.
Right. Daniel's French-Canadian, so that mustache like genetically curls like that, but I have to fake it. So 2 out of 2 Daniels endorse the product, and it is available here tonight. The other thing Daniel and I have in common, and it's really quite a dark secret that we're not too proud of, is that both of us, though we don't like to admit it, have a dark secret we share in common. We used to be drummers. Daniel and I both used to be drummers in another life. We're not proud of it, and we're trying to quit it. Thank you. Hi, I'm Daniel, and I'm a drummer. And
hey, I had it bad, man. I played metal.
Seriously.
I had like 2 kick drums, 7 toms, 12 cymbals. It was getting out of hand.
Yeah.
That's where the mandolin came in.
Folk music.
Changed
Yeah.
my life.
Yeah, it's a therapy group. He is getting better every day. It's a 4-string process. It was as a drummer that I first went down to Texas a bunch of years ago. I was playing in a band that toured all the way down to Texas, and I have to admit, I don't know if this is inappropriate to say, but I was a little bit nervous about going to Texas because I'd heard like some stories, you know. And on the first night, we got to Waco, Texas, we got to Austin, Texas. And Austin is this mecca of forward-thinking, really groovy and liberal people. And in my youthful ignorance, I kind of thought maybe this is what all of Texas would be like, really forward-thinking and liberal and groovy. And on the second evening, I was corrected very rudely when we played in Waco, Texas, for the southern chapter of the Hells Angels Biker Convention. And that was exactly what I thought Texas would be like, to be completely honest. But it's weird because though it was a polar opposite worldview from us, liberal, loving, mid-continent hippies from Winnipeg, it's also mixed with that very typical southern hospitality. They were so nice about it. And
it's aggressive kindness.
Aggressive kindness, right. And there was this big leather couch of a man named Butch, who was one of the bikers there. I'm serious about this. That was his name. And Butch really took a liking to me, and this was frightening. And he was buying me Lone Star beer in great quantities, and I don't know to what end. And this was making me very nervous and giving me the no feeling. And so I felt like I had to hide from this man. And I had my brand new cowboy boots on that I just bought in Al's Boots in Austin. And I took one of these beers, and I borrowed a guitar, and I went out back of the club, and I sat on a railroad track to hide from Butch in between sets. And I promise, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever find yourself in Waco, Texas, with a Lone Star beer, cowboy boots on, and a guitar sitting on a railroad track hiding from a biker named Butch, you too will be able to write a country song. Yeah, true story. So that's how I wrote this one, sitting on a railroad track in Waco. And this song's about a very fickle type of woman, one who only loves you when no one else is around, and unfortunately it's a true story. And goes a little something like this. I got a woman who treats me mean. Yeah, out in public where we get seen. Lord, everybody's saying I should leave her alone. Yeah, but they don't see it when she takes me home. Yeah, well, I got a woman, she's cold as ice. She won't call me back, and she don't talk nice. But she's the prettiest thing I ever did see. Yeah, but she only loves me privately. Whoa, she only loves me privately, and the rest of the time it's plain to see. That girl ain't no good for me. She only loves me privately. I got a woman, she likes to come on. Wait for it. Over to my place, so I give her some. Exactly. And when she leaves, I wonder when, or even if I'm gonna see her again. Yeah, well, I got a woman, she can't stand still. Blows like the wind wherever she will. loves me privately. I'm dancing the rest of the time. It's plain to see. Oh, that girl ain't no good for me. She only loves me privately. Part-time lover, but not the only one. Well, I'm a feather in a cap and she's a bullet in the gun. Shoots me down, makes me fall. I spring up and run it at a beck and call. I can't call mine, 'cause she only loves me part the time. And it drives me mad that nobody's seen love she gives me privately. She only loves me privately, and the rest of the time it's plain to see. Yeah, that girl ain't no good for me. She only loves me privately. Yeah, she only loves me privately. Yes, she only loves me privately. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Yeah, I do want to do that.
All right, we thought we'd break things up and play a song we didn't write, and that means we can say without sounding egotistical how much we like this one.
You folks must, well, hopefully you do know this woman, Gillian Welch, by any chance. Yeah, she's fantastic. And we had the very great pleasure of seeing her and her partner, David Rawlings, play in Winnipeg a few years ago. And they were just fantastic. It was the middle of summer. It was so hot. And they were in this little theater, this venue that had no air conditioning and zero ventilation. And there was just the two of them on stage with their guitars. And they had this place in a hot and sweaty uproar. It was just such a fantastic show. And we fell madly in love with her that day.
That actually sounds a lot like our car. Like a hot, sweaty mess, no air conditioning, overcrowded. At this.
Except for not nearly as fun. Well, it depends. Sometimes. Just driving around for hours and hours. You guys are fine. Never mind, we're not talking about this. So
I'm having fun.
I mean the driving. Okay. Anyways, they were fantastic. We fell in love with them, and this song became one of my very favorites. So we'll play it for you now, and I hope you like it. Standing on the corner with a nickel or a dime, there used to be a rail car to take you down the line. Too much beer and whiskey to ever be employed, and when I got to Nashville, it was too much soldier's joy. Wasted on the wayside, wasted on the way. If I don't go tomorrow, you know I'm gone today. Back, baby, back in
when you were mine. Oh, back, baby, back in time. I wanna go back when you were mine. Oh, back, baby, back in time. I wanna go back when you were mine. Oh, back, baby, back in time. I wanna go back when you were mine. Oh, back, baby, back in time. I wanna go back when you were mine.
Thank you very much. It was Gillian Welch.
Thank you. Could I do just
Thank
a
you.
hair more guitar? Just a hair. Thank you. Well, thank you. That's very kind. With the exception of that last song, all the songs you played so far were from our very first studio album. It's a full-length, self-titled one that we have here tonight. We also have an EP here tonight for those of you born after 1975. That means extended play. And I don't know why extended play. That somehow sounds like it should be longer than a long play, but apparently it's shorter. So anyway, it means that it's 5 songs. And
It's longer than just one track per side.
right. There you go. Well, I'm from after 1975, so I mean, what do I know? The point is, we have an EP here, and it's called Tales from the Whiteshell. And the Whiteshell is this beautiful provincial park right on the border of our province, Manitoba, and the neighboring to the east province, Ontario. You've learned something today. And right on that border is this park, and it's a really beautiful place to live. It's not unlike the beauty you have here in that there's a lot of green, although there it's towering jack pines. It's exposed glacial rock and little beautiful blue lakes dotting the whole region, and we spend a lot of time out there. And if you ever get to the Whiteshell region, you may just hear this coming down through the trees. Does that sound familiar to anyone? Do you have that bird here? Any budding ornithologists with the Sibley's Bird app who knows what that is? No? It goes,
It also goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
then when you put it in reverse, it goes like that. Anyway, the ornithologist Daniel will tell you that it is the
It was the white-throated sparrow.
indubitably
Naturally.
naturally. And that bird in the Whiteshell starts up at about 6:30 in the morning, no matter what you were doing the night before, and it just goes on repeat all day. And I was sitting there one day and being lulled by this melody when suddenly it occurred to me this is actually quite a beautiful melody. And my very second thought was, yeah, and this bird probably doesn't have legal representation.
No.
So I decided I would just take the melody, and I did. I didn't even ask. And so that's where the melody for the song came from. And I made some recordings on a little handheld device that of this bird. And then listening back to these recordings, I noticed that this bird was singing very consistently in the key of F. Now, this is fine and good if you're the white-throated sparrow, but it's not such a great key, the key of F, to sing this next song in if you are a Sheena. And so we had to change the key of the song to C. And the problem is when you put the recordings of the bird singing in F over top of the bird, over the top of the song, which was recorded in C, there was a clashing B-flat accidental. And we're like, oh no, what are we going to do? Can we auto-tune the bird? And we're like, no, that's totally the wrong ethos. And so we instead we went online, because it is 2014, and we typed in Song of the White-Throated Sparrow. And all these recordings of the bird started coming up. And as I was listening through, one of them suddenly sounded a little bit different to my ear, and I ran over to the piano, and sure enough, it was all the white keys, and this bird was singing in the key of C. And so I was like, wow, how did this happen? And at the bottom of this recording, I found an email address for an ornithologist who I guess had made this recording, and I emailed him, and I got a response back in like 2 minutes. I don't think ornithologists have a lot to do. And I was like, dude, what gives? And he's like, well, I live in New York State, and all the recordings I have of the white-throated sparrow singing in New York State sound like this. And so apparently just in New York State, just to be a little bit different, because they're big, tough, baritone, mafious sparrows, they sing in the key of C instead. So I was like, wow, that's amazing. Do you mind if I use that recording for our song? And he's like, sure, as long as you tell that story on stage every time you play the song. So, yep, Mr. Lang Elliott of New York State, you can thank him. and never piss off an ornithologist, ladies and gentlemen. You don't know what they're going to do. And so that's where the melody for the song came from, and it's called Mighty Glad You Came, and we'll dedicate to all you folks. We're so glad you came tonight.
So glad you made it after all these years. I've been wondering how you are. Lie in the shade, it will cool your fears. Peace, my son, is never far. See the joy that's in your path. No point forgetting all the happy times. I still remember how you keep my faith in love. Love is all I wanna feel. But when I'm here and I hear the wind above, oh, love's the only thing that's real, and I believe in the breeze, the birds in the trees, and what they say to me when I listen to their song. Oh, such a sweet melody, floating soft and free like the voice of God. It gently whispers, mighty glad that you came. Thank you very much.
Yes. And we do.
Wow.
Oh. I see. So you're
Whoa,
saying...
Oh, there's so many car horns.
And that would make sense in New York.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so they can hail a taxi easier.
Now,
fascinating.
Now, yesterday we played with a guy named Jonathan Bird, who's an amazing singer-songwriter from Carolina, and he was talking about... his name is Jonathan Bird, and he's got this song where the chorus is, "We used to be birds." And he said after a show once he had an evolutionary biologist come up to him.
You know, he had the wife of a paleontologist come up to him.
And said to him, "I hope you know that we're not actually evolved from birds."
We were never birds.
And he said, "I hope you know that was an artistic song with a lot of poetic license." And apparently it was quite tense, but for him that means it was probably quite lovely. But anyway, that I really appreciated.
I was like, tell us more. Tell us more things.
Yeah, that's really neat. Any other notes you have on anything else we're doing?
Yeah, no?
Please. Okay. No, seriously, that's super interesting. We may actually use that in the future.
Yeah.
And there's a chance you may not be credited for it. Okay. Awesome. Okay, we're going to do Sheena's Freaky Song now.
I wrote this song one night in a fit of insomnia and brought it to these guys, and they freakified it. I was thinking about, I've never been a good sleeper, much to my mother's chagrin. And not
to mention her bandmates.
Yeah. But, yeah, so one night I couldn't sleep, and I picked up a guitar, and this kind of happened. I was thinking about fear of the dark, and that it is really actually the fear of the unknown. And so this introduction goes way better when he's playing like eerie music in the background.
Too hot.
Yeah. This is Left in the Dark. It's simpler in the morning, the dew still on the earth, no shadows casting warning, the day still all it's worth, but the sun soon will fall, and the colors lament its leaving, as the moon begins its call. The stars begin their weeping. Forgive me if I can't believe your love. Forgive me if I run away. This is not the first time I've been left in the dark. Today the unexpected. Yesterday, just what I thought. Can you hear my voice affected? I worry that you're not. There are spells that can be broken, and hearts that can be moved. But even true love left unspoken can only be disproved. Forgive me if I can't believe your love. Forgive me if I run away. This is not the first time I've been left in the dark. It's easier to hide. It's easier.
if you'd never be. Forgive me if I can't believe in your love. Forgive me if I run away. This is not the first time I've been left. Forgive me if I can't believe in your love. Forgive me if I run away. This is not the first time I've been left in the dark. In the dark. Was Daniel on the Freaky?
Kind of scared myself in that one, Aaron. Yeah, right. They did the mash. Okay.
It caught on in a flash.
That one came down here too. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do. How does this normally work? Do we take a break or do we just keep on trucking? Either way, we're cool. Any consensus out there? We're gonna do one more song, take a tea break, which is like essentially how long it takes to refill the tea, and we'll be right back. We know it's a Tuesday, and we appreciate you being out. Tuesday means nothing to us, but we know other
We're trying
people.
to be sensitive.
Okay, so we're going to leave you with a song that, like a lot of our songs, has a story attached, but this story is especially close to my heart because it's a story about and told to me by my Oma. So, as the name Oma might suggest, she and Opa came over from Germany, and they landed in Canada just after World War II in 1951. And they brought with them that very stereotypical German hard work ethic and the equally stereotypical German inability to relax. I don't know if anybody else has experienced this with any Germans they know, but folk music is sort of what I do amongst other things to help me, not start any global conflicts. So folk music is legal in Washington now. Folk music is legal in this state. So I'm very lucky into my adult years. I have all four. Wow, that was in tandem. That was amazing. They're harmonizing. That's beautiful. All my grandparents are still alive, and they all have their memories. And this is an amazing thing because I go to the farm with my little handheld recorder, and I record some of the stories they have for me. And my Oma in particular is blessed with this hyper-accurate memory and this really sensory attention to detail. So we were sitting around her kitchen table one Sunday when she laid this story on me, and it struck more than a proverbial chord. So she recalls that in 1945, she was 19 years old. She was living in a German settlement that had been moved just across the Oder River into what is now technically Poland, and it was called Bessarabia. And so she was of the Bessarabian people. And at the beginning of the war, the German officers came around, and the first thing that Oma's family had taken from them were their horses. Now, as they were farmers, this made things very difficult for them. And so not long after this, the same German officers came back and conscripted from her family her three oldest brothers, including her brother Daniel, for whom I am named, and she never saw him again. And so it was a very tough time for her family and so many families all over the world, I know. Then it was 1945, and she remembers hearing rumors of this advancing Soviet army, and they didn't know when it was going to get there or what that would mean for them. But what she remembers with a great amount of clarity is that it was on January 25th, 1945, on what turns out to be the coldest night of the year, that she goes to bed and is woken up in the middle of the night when somebody knocks on the window and says, "We all have to get up and leave right now." And so she goes downstairs, And a Polish farmhand named Stefan has stuck around at a time where it's very dangerous to be a Polish Jew in these parts. And he has managed, in the midst of all this chaos, to find 2 of their very own horses for them to ride. So her and her youngest brother, Walter, get on horseback, and the whole village moves out. She was on horseback for 26 days running towards Brandenburg, and she was separated from her mother on the very first day, and so spends the next month wondering if she's ever going to find her mother again. She has some amazing, very clear memories from the journey. She remembers being so tired one day that she falls asleep on horseback, and on their own volition the horses kind of veer off and go into the German forests. And now, having been to Germany, I understand that she wasn't exaggerating when she says the Germans had planted their trees so deliberately perfectly close together that when she woke up she was unable to turn the horse around, so she had to keep on going until she found a clearing big enough to come back out again. So she makes it to Brandenburg, and she says she was sitting on a street corner crying because she can't find her mother, when an old woman, an Oma, if you will, invites her in for something to eat. And she said that she was kind of inconsolable right up until the time the woman rang the bell for dinner. And she said right when the bell rang, it causes her to look out the window, and she sees her mother's wagon go by. And so it's this joyous reunion that is very short-lived, because not long after this, the Soviets do come into town. And having just walked all the way from Russia, most of them having walked, the first thing they need and are interested in are new horses. And so they take hers. And when she tells this story, this is this pivotal moment where the last tangible link to the life she was forced to leave behind is taken from her. And so there's a great amount of sadness when she tells this part of the story. But then she also takes a minute and she kind of perks back up again. And she says to me, but Daniel, they were such beautiful, loyal, and hard-working horses. And their names, she never forgets to tell me, were Liesel und Friedel. And so they were definitely German horses. I thought this was such a beautiful story, I just had to write a song about it. It's on our album, and at the end of this song, I put a little audio clip of my grandmother, my Oma, telling this story. And people often ask, what is she saying in this little clip? And because Sheena comes from some pretty serious German stock as well, she's able to do a pretty mean Oma impression. So in case you're wondering later what Oma says, she goes verbatim like this on the CD.
And Walter took Friedel, and I took Liesel, and she had always her snoot on my shoulder.
That's exactly how she sounds. It's uncanny.
I'm an Oma in training.
Yeah, give her 60 years and some German baking and a spatula, and you'll be right there. So this is Liesel Friedel. This is the story of my Oma's desperate flight through war-torn Germany. We'll take a short break after this. Please come say hello in the break. We really won't be too long because we don't keep you out too late. And we have CDs and T-shirts, kazoos, and mustache wax all over there. And if you're interested in any of that, please talk to Sheena, because they don't let Daniel and I handle the money.
Nope.
Thanks so much to Soul Food for having us here tonight. Isn't this a wonderful thing you guys got going on here? Thank you so much, Kevin. And I'm sorry, what's your lovely wife's name, partner? Makia. I'm so sorry, Makia, and thank you too. So.
Say your prayers and lay your young head down till the midnight comes knocking and you have to leave this town. The Red Army's coming, but the faithful family servant's still outside. He saddled up the horses, so take your younger brother now and ride. Nothing here is certain. Ride toward the Iron Curtain. Oh, Liesel Friedel, keep that woman safe. She's got an ocean to cross to an unfamiliar place. Saddle sore and scared to death, and all at once without your childhood home. You wake up in a meadow in the middle of a forest all alone. I wonder where you found the strength when really you were still a child to ride across a country torn by the claws of human nature running wild. Oh, Liesel Friedel, keep that woman safe. She's got an ocean to cross to an unfamiliar place. Oh, Liesel Friedel, keep that woman safe. She's got an ocean to cross and a some half-remembered towns. You've come such a long way from that desperate flight. I thank God for the horses that kept you safe that night. Oh, little Frito, keep that woman safe. She's got an ocean to cross to an unfamiliar place. Oh, little Frito, keep that woman safe. She's got an ocean to cross and a man who needs to see her lovely face.
Dankeschön. Thank you very much. Like I said, we'll take like a 5-minute break. Please come say hello. We have CDs and everything over there. Apparently there's a tip jar. If you feel like putting something in there, it means we can eat later, and that would be great. And thank you so much for having us here. Please come say hello. Stick around. Thank you. Fantastic dancing. Yes.